Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Cosmo, and if this reading I'm going to do a tarot oracle reading for you today, and if it resonates with you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And just let me know like what you got out of it, what you did or didn't like. I always love feedback, and I hope this helps. There's been a lot of energy, a lot of breakthroughs that have been going on. But these have been breakthroughs that have been, like, they're monumental is what I'm getting. And, like, in a retroactive way, where these are breakthroughs that, like, you're, like, being shown how powerful you've always been. And it's just, the universe is finally giving you more, and your higher self is giving you a glimpse, like still a glimpse, still not the full scope of it, but like even more of a peek behind the behind the curtain, or just like what everybody else sees and what you just haven't really truly, like, it's been kind of hidden from you, in plain sight, like that you really have this whole time been confirmation bird. Sorry. You have been very influential of your environment, and like people really have looked up to you, and you do influence people quite a bit, and they do compare themselves to you, and not like in a bad way. Well, maybe to some degree, because we all like kind of have this like indoctrination to like kind of like judge ourselves harshly in the presence of other people that we may like admire or look up to. But either way, it was still for their highest good, meaning that basically you showed a level of potential that they weren't aware of until you came into their energy field, their life, or they experienced you or your energy. So there's been, it's very powerful breakthroughs, and this has to do with like friends, families, like work situations. And you're starting to realize, especially with all the work you're doing and have been doing, if you're on this journey with me and you're tuning into this, is that like with like realizing that you've always had this, and you've always had this potential, that now with all this healing and integration and like coming into not just self-awareness but awareness on a like more collective, larger scale, that like, well, shit, like what now? Like, if I was already that without even being aware of it, like now you're getting, if you haven't yet, you're about to take that step, and you're taking those steps where you really are not interested, and now you want to test the waters. You want to see, okay, what am I capable of now? What, like, I was always capable to, I was capable up to this point when I wasn't aware of it, but now that I'm aware of it, like, okay, what's the extent of this? How far can I go with it? What do I even want to do with it? Because just because you have it doesn't mean you got to use all of it. Doesn't mean you have to like stretch it to its limit. But you realize, like, really, like, you've been gifted with something that not everyone gets to experience in this life. I'm not gonna say like they don't have it, but like not everyone gets to wake up to that, or even is just inherently gifted with that level of influence in a positive way. But let's get into it more. Favorite deck is still, maybe not favorite, but I tend to go with my Earth Magic deck a lot the start, because it just was my first deck. This actually technically isn't my first deck. I gifted my first deck to my sister. I was just called, like, it was like, if you ever do cards or get into like reading oracle cards or tarot, like they really do, they have their own consciousness, or at least they develop one the more that you work with it. And the reason I'm sharing that is because, like, a couple things is, like, that's why I gave it to my sister, is like, I was feeling called by its consciousness, that particular one, that like you should gift this to your sister. That like I for now have done all I've served you how I was meant to be for the time. Now I'm supposed to go on, share that with her. And then I was called to get my own again, like a couple years later, which was kind of funny. But then also this other thing is, like, if you already have a deck that you've been working with, whether it's oracle or tarot, a good way to, like, when you get a new deck, to like integrate it into your practice, your energy, is I would, like, this was my first one was the Earth Magic deck, the oracle. I would sit there when I'd get a new one, and I would put the new one with it, like either on top of it or underneath it or just next to it, where it's like they're sharing the space, the energy. And in a way, it's like that deck you already had, it's like energetically, it like is like a teacher. It's like, because it's the one that's old, older, wiser, has the experience of being used and integrated more, and it's used to your energy. So then it's like, that's how I would use the Earth Magic deck, and to this day I still do. It's like, I mean, maybe not as much anymore because it's not my original one still, but it's like it helps the energy of the new deck, the new oracle or tarot cards, like work with your energy better. So it's like, and it's in a nice, very passive way, which I like finding passive ways where I don't have to sit there and be doing so much. So it's like you can just like, set it next to it, put a couple crystals or, feathers, herbs, like whatever calls to you around it, and then just let it for a few days, a week, however long, just, it could be months. And then you'll just notice, like, when you come back to use it, when you finally are ready to use it and you give it that time, like, it just serves you better, because it gets that, like, it marinates in that that mystical energy that you have going on. So anyway, so I hope that's helpful for people out there. And I do plan on still doing, like, leave comments, let me know if you are interested in signing up. Not really signing up, but like just letting me know, like, so it's the full moon, the like moon attunement activation. I'll be doing that on, it looks like the full moon's on the 13th, but that might change to either the day before or after, because I usually have my community that we already meet that day, so it might be a lot to be doing all that on one day. But let me know what works best for you, like, or just let me know if you would be interested, and then like I'll post and we'll figure it out. But you'll meet your Moss spirit guide, and it helps you attune to your mind, get you more in tune with your mind and heart coherence. It attuned to the moon, obviously that's in the title. And with that, the reason I've been called to share is because, like, in my life for the last few years, and it's just really the moth animal spirit, because moths are guided by the moonlight. That's how they like navigate at night. It's just been really helpful for me, because whenever I not even literally it doesn't necessarily have to be like a super dark place in my life, but it does work in that, where it's like you just feel this intuitive pull, like it just always, you feel more confident, you start building up that confidence to just knowing like that next step forward, no matter how uncertain it may seem, or just knowing when just not, like just being able to be more in that it's very moon energy where it's like, you know, the cycles of the moon. Like, you just know, like, when it's like, nope, this is my rest time. Like, my action is my inaction. And so, and it just helps you connect more to cosmic consciousness, because the way I have connected is like, I see it as like, you know, there's so much interference down here on Earth a lot of the time. And so it's like, if you have that strong, you build up that connection with, you know, the moon, which is out past the atmosphere out there, where there's not as much as the interference down here doesn't really get to it. It's like you build that connection. So it's like, no matter how much the interference might be, how intense it can be, it's like you have that connection. And if you remember, or like, you just have that connection, you can connect and get out past that and still get, it just helps facilitate that more in my experience. And it's just a different way, like, to connect. Like, I know there's lots of different ways, like, there's not like one way's better than the other. It's just what works best for you. So it's like, I'm offering this because this might be something that works really well for you. It worked really well for me. I still have other ways I connect and I experiment with, like, but like, this one's always been kind of like, just, I always come back to it, and it's always been working in the background for me, even when like I'm not even like actively focusing on it, I've noticed. So let's see what's going on, the general energy, what needs to be shared by spirit today. So we got, and I more read off the images and maybe a little bit of like what the cards say, but it's mostly the intuitive reading, like, with the images. So I got a forest, and I got still water with rocks, and then we have Mama Gaia. So right now, it's an energy of, you know, it's definitely still a little bit, we're resting, we're breathing, we're nurturing ourselves, we're, you know, showing up for ourselves, taking time for ourselves still. We're still in that energy. But it's not so much entirely passive. We're supposed to be maintaining a vigilance and like structure and like stay the course. So it's like, still stay focused, but this is more of like resting, integrating. I've been getting that a lot, especially with these breakthroughs that have been happening. Like, they're big breakthroughs, like, and it's just like, also like, there's also been a huge breakthrough or breakthroughs of like realizing just how loved you are. Like, that has been coming in through strong, like, where it's just like, I know the mind likes to play tricks on us, and like because it wants, like, you know, it has all these expectations, and it wants this and this, and it wants it to be this way. But it's like, really, when you sit back and you feel it, like, there's so much love around you, and you are so loved, and you are so cherished. And like, to even be here right now is just all the proof you need. Like you wouldn't do, like, I know there's really no purpose to anything when you get like to a certain point, but like, it's kind of like, that's what's so loving about it, is like, even though there is really no purpose, you still matter. Like that's some pretty unconditional love right there. It's like, there's really no point, but you're still loved and you still matter, despite the seemingly pointlessness of all the existence. So take that as you will. But And then for shadow, so we're gonna get a little deeper in the Oracle. I love my shadow deck. It's Threads of Fate. You just can Google Threads of Fate. They have a lot of different decks. They even have tarot. But I really liked the shadow deck because at the time in my life where I was at my journey, I was going really into the shadow work. And so I was like, oh, they have a shadow deck. So, and it really has complemented my shadow work very well. And with each card, what I really liked is like, with the little booklet, is that it always gives you not just insight into the meaning of the cards, which, I mean, you learn to just intuitively read for what best suits you later on, but there's always, it has the description, but then it always gives you an animal guide, a stone or crystal, and a herb or plant ally to go with each card to help you integrate and anchor whatever it is guiding you, would help you on your journey. So highly recommend. Very powerful decks. The universe. So I'm reading the situation more, and right now, with everyone else and everything else in the environment that's going on, it's the universe. It's a universal level thing that's happening, where I'll show this one. So you can see where it's cutting cords. So that's why these breakthroughs are kind of coming in. It's because on a universal level, there's lots of cords and things that no longer serve us being cut and being loosened. And it's leaving what is true and what is for the highest good there. What's always been there and can't really be taken away. So that's what's going on in the background with the environment and everyone else, which also kind of includes you. Right now, how your role in all this is you're standing in your power. So that definitely goes with like, you're being reminded of your power. So it's like you're being charged up. You're standing more in your power more and more each day as these integrations and like level ups and breakthroughs are going down or happening. And these cords that just have been kind of like dead weight are being cut from us. And then the insight is we have nature. So I think it's supposed to be a rock, but I get like pineapple that I'll show you. But with wings, that's like, pineapples are really sweet. And like, I'm sorry if this shouldn't be too much TMI. I mean, we're all adults here. But like, you know, pineapple makes you taste good. So like, I just see it as like, as with these cosmic level ups and like breakthroughs, it's that you're sweetening up. You're like on a whole nother level. It's like you were already sweet, but you're just getting sweeter. And like the wings, like you're just, so it's like, let nature take its course. Like you're getting your halo. It's like you're this sweet, fruity goodness, the right balance of sweet and sour, you know, because you're still a little like sassy, but but you're getting your wings and your halo, and like let nature take its course. Like you're getting lighter because you're getting these cords cut. And then the outcome of all this is you're gonna be, so like you've already been pretty daring with your dreams and dreaming big, but you're gonna really grab onto those big dreams. You're going to be like, you thought you were dreaming big before, but as you start to really understand and realize that that how powerful you've been, and like with these level ups, and just becoming this sweet elevated pineapple is what I'm getting, like just this sweet, you know and actually going back to it, looking at the eyeballs on it, so like that also is like an alignment of lower self, middle self, and higher self. And I don't know if like, but it's like that's kind of like we're always the middle self, but you're aligning, but you're meant to balance all these and bring them all into alignment so that you're embodying all three of those aspects of yourself in a balanced and aligned way for your highest good. So it's like that's what's going on, and you're gonna dream bigger because of that, because now you're like it's like you're being handed so much more. So it's like you're more in realization of your potential. So naturally you will just dream bigger, whether you do it consciously or not. Your subconscious, I'm getting that, even like if you don't do it consciously, because of these realizations on a subconscious level, it's just going to shift your self-concept, that things are just going to get bigger and better, and they're gonna elevate on their own. I kind of wanted to do a little something fun before I like get off here, because I feel like that's pretty much it for the message. But with this tarot deck, the Children of Litha, it's a really fun deck. There's lots of animals in here, so I kind of wanted to see like if you were getting any animal guides through on this. And I'm getting 3 cards. Let's see what animal spirit guides. And look at that, 3 cards hopped right on out. Okay, let's see. Oh, how fun. So yeah, if it's calling to you, definitely do the moon ritual and meet your moth spirit guide. They're mighty, they're small and mighty. That's what I'm gonna let you know. And this is the 4 of Swords in reverse. So what that tells me, especially at the center of this all, so the moth is resting on a skull, and you have the moon. So it's a time of reflection, but you have the morning glory flower growing up around it. So what I'm getting is that within is that you're having these moments of reflection, these big ahas, these breakthroughs, because the moon is very good at breaking through illusions. And it's causing you're seeing what's really letting go and falling away and has passed away, but underneath it is the morning glory flower. So it's like it's a coming of a new dawn, but a closing out of cycles and breakthroughs. And right now it just would best serve you to help you be in that Queen of Pentacles energy of, you're secure, you're stable, you're safe, and just bring more of that nurturing energy. And you see how, she's got her hand on the ram. So it's that gives me Aries. So that's the first sign of the zodiac, and that's very childlike energy and innocence. So it's that's what it's, and you have the cherry blossom. So it's very just light and airy energy that embody the stability of the Queen of Pentacles, while also walking hand in hand in a very admiration of this new childlike, this beginning of this new phase, and this return to self. And then perfectly we have the Ace of Cups, and that's been coming up a lot for me lately, and so it's probably the 3rd time it's came up for me. So very much it's just a reminder that your cup is going to be overflowing. So remember, pour from your overflow, give from your overflow. Do not actually give from the cup itself. fill your cup, keep your cup as full as, you know, for yourself as much as you can, and try to, more than anything, just give from that overflow, but you will be overflowing. And once again, we have the death around it. So it's like, it's this new, like, wellspring, this new life coming forward, this vitality, that you're being rejuvenated by these things that have decayed and fallen away. And just trust that. And, you know, you're that being that's full of life and that life-giving creator. And so, and you're just gonna understand that on a much more deeper, expansive level, and empowered with it. And yeah, like, let me know what you think, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes for you and all of us. And this is really powerful, and I'm glad to be here. This is this is fun. So talk to you soon. Take care, my beloved ones. Bye.